Stitching Stuff. I'm Sarah.
And I'm Kim.
And we're glad you're here again to join us. It hasn't been that long since we last recorded. And it definitely hasn't been that long since we got our last episode up because we had a lot of glitches this last week. We had a lot of
Can I just apologize for how,
Said we had a lot of glitches last week.
It was bad. That was not our best episode. So thank you for sticking with us if you did.
Yeah. Well, my computer hard drive got full, so it cut us off. And then we had several interruptions or things that didn't, and our lighting wasn't very good. We're still navigating. So we started recording this Flosstube in May when the days were starting to get nice and long and our lighting wasn't too bad. And then summer was really easy. And now it's starting to get dark and we're recording on Sunday afternoons after church and stuff. So hopefully we'll get something figured out. This seems good. So yeah,
hopefully. We got to do it fast though, because it's going to fade.
Yeah.
And last week was our 20th episode.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Woohoo! So hard to believe that we've done 20.
Yeah.
So we have our 3 sidekicks are here today, and they already decided ahead of time who's going to go in which order. So we don't have to have bickering this time. So who's going first? Rosie. Rosie gets to come first.
Yay, Rosie. Yay, Rosie.
Hey, Rosie. Oh, your braid is coming down. I also didn't look to see. Is your face? Okay, what do you have today? So we've been working on Madam Elephant. However, Rosie's going off the grid, going off the pattern. And she's decided.
What face is that?
I hope you choose one of these as the thumbnail. You two, pay attention. What did you decide to do instead? Tell us before you show us.
A sun.
A sun. So there's no sun.
Okay. Oh, you did do a sun.
And then I'm doing the back stitching.
She's gonna
for the rays.
The rays are going to be.
Oh. Did you ever get a chance to get your blue?
No, we kept forgetting to take it when we would go to town. So this week we will try again. Because really she just needs it for this little bit. And I just don't happen to have any, I don't know what color it is because the pattern doesn't say. So I know Aunt Nancy had offered, if you know what color, let her know, but I just don't even know. So I have to take this in and color match it with the DMC at Hobby Lobby this week. Oh, well, maybe he have to go to Hobby Lobby.
Well, maybe he just needs to have a different color trunk.
Could. I think it would look weird though on this pattern, just because of the way it.
Okay. Well, you might be able to find something when you take it in.
See, it would look weird if it all of a sudden changed color. I think.
That's true.
But I think that we'll be able to find one. I just don't have any.
Okay. Good job, Rosie.
So she's doing a sun. Does Hobby Lobby have all the DMC colors? Millie wants to know.
Does what?
Hobby Lobby have all the DMC colors? I think so.
Really?
Yeah.
Some new colors they just released that Hobby Lobby might not have yet.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I haven't needed.
My Michaels does not carry all of them, which is just crazy to me.
Really? They don't even have a slot for all of them? No.
Nope. There's a whole lot of them missing. That they just don't have them. I don't think they have the way upper numbers, the newest ones.
Huh. I'm not sure about our Michaels. I haven't really noticed about that.
Yeah. Anyway, that's our Millie girl.
Okay, Millie is dressed up, ready to go play as soon as this is over.
Can I bring this down to the next?
What? Let's talk about that later.
Okay.
Woodland Friends.
Woodland Friends.
By Tiny Modernist. Look at that beautiful tree.
The thread
it's almost done.
Whoa. Well, you haven't even showed me.
Huh?
I said, you haven't even showed me this.
This is almost.
Wow. After you do that tree, what's left, Millie?
The grass and the lake.
That's not very much.
No.
Oh, you're going to get that done quick.
Wow.
So cute.
Are you going to start right away on the next square?
Yeah.
when you're finished. You might even finish this week if you work on it really hard.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Bye-bye.
Bye. We're not actually.
Okay, so I don't know if you can hear what they're saying, but they're asking if they can go to the ruins. We have a place they like to play called the ruins, and
It's the ruins
the
of an
neighbors, it's
old
kind of in
barn.
between all the neighbors, and there's kids in 3 different houses, and it's an old barn that's been knocked down, and now it's the ruins.
Just there's one wall.
So that's where they're going
There's
to
one
go.
wall and a tiny little bit of another wall.
Mhm. And a concrete pad so they can ride like scooters and bikes. And Okay.
I have a big surprise.
Liddy has a big surprise.
A big one. Okay. Great.
She's so excited. She can't even make herself choke. All right. It's done.
Is it all done? Ta-da! Oh,
This is called
cute.
BEE Extraordinary.
It just
And
says
we got
extraordinary.
it as a kit at Shepherd's Bush when we were in Utah, like traveling through Utah to get down to the Grand Camp, down to Zion.
You were so close for so long, and you finally just did it.
Because we got the thread at Tri-Cities.
Needful Needlecraft.
Oh, when we went to Needful.
That's
Oh,
one of the EMCs we were looking for.
oh, good job. Doesn't that feel good to get that done? Now, when are you going to start your Harry Potter?
Tonight,
I guess.
when Dad's reading.
Okay. You love that piece. You know, once you get going on it, you're going to be really excited.
That Harry Potter is going to look so fun when it's done.
I wish Dad was reading Harry Potter tonight because it would be funny if I was stitching Harry Potter while reading Harry Potter.
That would be funny. But
Yeah, maybe we'll have to watch a Harry Potter movie when you come over next weekend.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Okay, say bye. And you can go play.
Bye.
I didn't
Have fun at the ruins.
choose.
Oh, she got some more stitches done as we spoke. Okay,
Okay.
have fun. Can you put these over there?
I wouldn't take your stitching to the ruins, though.
No.
I'm putting. No, they get dusty.
Yeah.
We can't even keep track of our projects in our homes. Can you imagine if they took them to the ruins?
Yeah, we were worrying all week because we couldn't find Rosie's yarn that we had just gotten. She wants to knit, and she finally looked in her cross stitch project bag, and there they were today. After I have looked everywhere, she felt them. Anyway.
What do we need to do? What do we need to get them for Christmas? Something to organize their craft stuff, like a catch-all.
Yeah, I have one thing, and I think they each need, it's like a folding canvas basket that I got at Hobby Lobby a couple of years ago, and it's kind of falling apart, but I think one for each of them for their own. Right now it's just everything, and it's so piled, and they hate digging through it. So I think something like that would be perfect. Yeah, for Christmas. That's a good idea, because they have enough of them. They have enough projects each now that it's hard to have it all in one container. Yeah.
Okay.
So let's see. From the vault. You want to do your vault? I have one too.
I did this for my mom. Sarah and I are thinking that I did it back in possibly in the late 90s. I didn't date it. I did put my little initials there. Right there. I didn't date it, which is unusual. I used to always date them. Except for everyone I've tried to show you guys. They're not dated.
I know. It's funny that you do that, and then several you haven't.
And I couldn't remember what where the pattern came from. And I did just do a quick Google search, and just real quick before we got on, and there is somebody selling just the pattern. It was apparently out of a magazine, but it hasn't told me what magazine it was out of. It was probably a leisure arts magazine of some kind.
Yeah.
I just don't remember, but they are selling just the pattern. Again, it's been taken out of the magazine, and it's called A Right Jolly Old Elf. And my mom loved it so much that she never put it away. It was always, she had 2 dressers in her bedroom, and one was kind of stuck back in the corner. And this, for as long as I can remember, sat up on her dresser. She loved Santa Clauses. She made she did a lot of sewing and did craft fairs in the 2000s. she did lots of folk Santas and snowmen, and so that was kind of her jam. So I can see why she liked it so much. So that's my from the vault, and I snagged it, and it's going to go up in my house now.
That's
Well, not yet, but you know.
It was a lot of work, all that color, like that checkered.
Yeah. And it looks like I did it on of all things, I did do it on a linen. I think it's probably a 32 count over 2.
Cute.
So,
I've always liked that piece.
yeah, it's cute.
My from the vault is probably my last big one that's tucked away. I have a few others that are big-ish, but this is the last quite large one. And I don't know, again, this is another one. I did find the one that I showed last week that has the wisteria over the garden vine. I did find the pattern name, and I put it in the show notes for last week in the description box. So if you were interested in that, you can still find that dimensions kit. This one I haven't researched lately, but I feel like when I kind of tried to find it a few years ago, I couldn't find it online, and I didn't, again, keep the pattern. But I stitched this. I did date this one. I finished it in 05, and still not framed. Once again, it's been folded.
That's before you were married, wasn't it?
Yeah. So it's a little girl.
So cute.
Yeah, it's cute. I always wonder like what drew me to specific patterns. It's probably just whatever was like in Joann's, and I needed a new project at the time. And
I wonder if that was a kit.
It was a kit. I pretty much only stitched kits like this for a while. My stitches are pretty good.
Yeah, well, you were in college or out of college.
Yeah, I would have been in grad school when I finished it. I was probably working on it when I was in college. I don't know. I don't really remember working on it like.
I love her little stockings.
I know, the little
striped socks.
Striped socks. I know. Who would have ever thought I ended up with redheads after stitching a couple?
I know.
Little girls and redheads and.
I know.
Where are you?
What a surprise. Okay, well, we'll try to figure out if that kit's even still available.
I would imagine it's another dimensions that I just picked up. Sorry for the background noise behind me. I'm like trying to get them out, and they keep coming in and asking me questions. I'm like, hello.
Bye, girls.
I have a couple of new finishes. Should I show those now? Like full finishes. I finished stitching them a while ago, but I fully finished them. They're just small. And I didn't frame them. Like I didn't do anything really, really special. I just framed them so I could put them up. This was out of, I can't find the pattern. I don't know. I feel like this was out of a magazine, but none of the magazines I have. Do you remember?
You took it out of one of my magazines.
Oh, that's why I can't find it.
And I think you gave it back to me. I think it was out of one of the Halloween issues, and I think it was maybe 18.
That sounds right, because it would have been, I worked on it. I actually stitched it last year, but it wasn't out of like the current.
No, and I think it was like right after I started stitching again.
Probably Halloween 2018 then.
I think so, yeah.
And then I had finished this and shown it a little while back, but I hadn't fully finished it. This frame isn't perfect. It's a little, it's just barely fits in it. Yeah. But you know what? I can put it out. And this frame is a cheap $1 frame. Not super nice, but it's a way I can just display it. My little this is Jack's jig, and this is we're actually going to be giving this away at the end of this episode. Right? That's what we decided, right?
Yeah, that one.
It's not a PDF, just so you know. We're just going to pass the stash to some lucky person who might desire that quirky little pattern.
It's the last probably fall piece that we'll do a giveaway on.
Yeah, I'm only giving it because it's, what is it? Halloween is coming up, so I thought that would be fun to just tuck that one out, and you can stitch it for next year.
Yeah.
That's all that's all our finishes. We had a lot of finishes this week then because of Liddy, and then
guess who did not have a lot of finishes?
Well, I don't know if I should count those as finishes because they're just fully finished. I actually finished them, and they've been sitting there well, the one has been sitting there for a year, the truck one. So when you consider that it's taken me 15 years to figure out how to frame this still, the fact that it only took me 1 year to frame this I'm doing great.
You're doing great.
I'm just doing great.
Well, if anybody's new watching this, you'll just have to get used to the fact that Kim doesn't have very many finishes, but I have a lot of starts for everybody all the time.
Yep.
I'm still so mad because I still haven't had a chance to go in and make my bobbing for pumpkins pillow yet. Maybe I'll do that when I get off, when we're done recording.
Yeah, you should. That'll be a fun thing to do.
Yeah, I think dinner's easy prep tonight, so I might have time to go do that. My weekends just get away from me.
I know.
And I have a 3-day weekend every week. I can't imagine if I didn't take Fridays off, what my life would be like.
I know.
So anyway.
I put dinner in the crock pot this morning, so I knew when I came home I could prep this, and then I ended up with extra time, so I was able to finish those. So what did you work on this week? I want to see.
Well, I only worked on a couple things, and I'll show them the minor things first, and then I'll show you the piece that I did the most on. So I have been trying to get Mr. Delicious done for a year and a half.
Yeah.
And it's a Lindy Stitches, which we love Lindy, or Stephanie is actually her name. And I just put, I mean, this is really pathetic. I really just put a few stitches in, but I had to show something because, you know, content. So I basically am working on this pumpkin. I mean, it's really, I really just don't have that much to do on it. I mean, I have the pumpkin.
I was going to say, you have the pumpkin, and that's about maybe the.
And there's these two, you know, borders. And you know how much I love.
Well, if it's going to keep you from finishing it, then just don't do it.
Yeah.
But they're cute borders.
They are. They are. I saw somebody this week, they did both Mr. and Mrs. on one piece and made a pillow, and it was so cute.
That would be.
And I thought, I should have done that, but
I think if I stitched those, I would do that. I'd put them.
But I had seen them done up. I think Amy Loves Toads had done at least one of them as a single. Somehow she stitched Mr. Delicious on the back of the pillow, and I don't know how she did that, but yeah, I got the spider and basically the pumpkin and a little, I might just do the top. I might just finish the top border.
And just do the top rather than.
Yep, and then do Mr. Delicious down below. I don't know. I got to think about it. It'd be nice to just get it done. And then maybe some century I'll do Mrs. Delicious to put in the, you know, my goal was to have a turkey dough bowl, but at the rate I'm going, it's not going to happen this year. So but I did pull him out, and I do want to get him done. I mean, I'm just tired of having him languishing. What are you laughing about?
Just thinking about how long it might take you to finish a turkey dough bowl.
I have another one, that little tiny one you won from Carolyn's. Look, I had to just do the background.
The little tiny.
And gobble gob. I thought, oh yeah, I'm really working away on him. And then I thought, you're not even close because I've got the whole ground underneath to go on it. I'm not working on him.
Yeah.
I was not moved. So I worked on, I didn't do our tags. I was a rebel. You know, I realized, I think I'm a person who thinks she likes structure and likes rules, and then I don't like to follow them. So, because I had every intention.
Well, it's just a prompt. They're just prompts for when you don't know what to stitch, because that's all I really use them for. When I'm like, I don't know what to pull out. I have some.
So we have been doing the Gathering Egg Sal, and Dee, I believe, from Half Cross Stitch is doing this also, I guess, on her channel. So Sarah's got it almost done.
Is her name? That doesn't sound right.
Not Dee, maybe. I thought her name was Deanna? Dina.
Maybe
yeah.
Dina.
So this is what I've got done. This little piece here.
Aww.
I worked some more. This is her sleeve. You can see that sleeve there.
Yeah.
So I basically worked on her sleeve, and I did some of this stuff here, which I think is her other sleeve. Yeah. I was actually really bombing along on it, and then I was going to get that sleeve done and kind of finish that whole, you know, this whole kind of middle section, and I was missing 2 colors. And so
really?
Every day I thought, okay, on my lunch break I'll run to Joann's, and then I thought, well, after work I'll run to Joann's. I had a busy week. I was covering for my coworker's desk. She was on vacation, and she's on vacation again this week. So anyway, those 2 got minor work on them. And then the piece that I've done the most on is the Barbara Anna Christmas Trick or Treat cat.
Oh yeah.
Who
are really funny. Those pumpkins are really funny.
I know. It's just quirky. I don't know why I put a picture of this on my Instagram and said the the quirky wackiness of Barbara Anna just always calls to me, and I see it and then I have to stitch it. But ta-da!
Aw. Wow. You got a lot done.
I basically at last week basically just had, I think, the ears and some of this done. And look at the eyes, they're candy corns. Well, it's
Oh,
not showing it very well.
oh,
Like
you
little
are.
triangular. And I did the you know, what is this part called on the cat? I did all that. I
Muzzle.
did the eyes. I did the hat. I did all of this.
Wow, you did do a lot on that.
I did do a lot. I just kind of kept working on it. And you know what I figured out? You know, I've complained and complained about my bad eyes, and I'm just going to show you if you can see the candy corn eyes better in the picture.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. They're cute.
I figured out that I have an Ott light, or it's not really an Ott, it's a different brand, but I have a light that clamps onto my table behind me, and it comes out on an arm, and I can just kind of have it right in front of my face, and I can twist it. It's super bright. And I realized that this 32 count, I can work on this with just the light over my head shining on it. I thought I couldn't. I thought I needed the magnify, which I don't. And I think that really spurred me on to work on it more.
Because you didn't need to rely on that.
I really do want to get this one done before the weekend. I won't be fully finished, but it would be nice to have it ready to go for next Halloween.
Yeah.
And that is really all I've worked on.
That's a lot. Did you know that the eyes were candy corns? Did you notice that before you were stitching them, or is that something you noticed? Yeah, I wonder.
After I did them, I'm like, they're little triangular candy corns.
Yeah, it's like stuff like that when you stitch, you don't notice. And then like when you're stitching it, I love that when you kind of look at a piece of different, or didn't maybe notice a detail. Mm-hmm. I think that's one of the reasons I like those Alicia Paulson ones, because sometimes as I'm stitching them, there's so many little details that I don't notice when I just look at it until I'm stitching it.
Yeah, I did work on that a little bit, but I didn't bring it because it was so minuscule. I did a little bit of the crow. That was it. I feel like that's not very much to show for somebody that stayed up really late several nights, like 2 o'clock in the morning stitching.
You were knitting those some too, weren't you?
I did not. A very little bit. Did I say last week that I had to tear my pattern out?
Or you were maybe gonna, because you weren't sure, you thought you were.
I did. I messed up, and I did end up starting that over. And I did work on that like one afternoon.
Oh, I thought maybe you were working on that more. I don't know why.
No, okay. I've just been stitching, but unless there's a mystery piece that I don't remember stitching on, that was it. So anyway, I'm sure you've got like 10 times more than I do to show.
I might not have as much on each piece, but I do have a lot of things that I just picked up. Some of them might not be worth showing, but I can't remember. I just threw them in my basket. But some of them might be really minuscule. So I'll just start. I'm going to grab out randomly. What?
Okay. Well, the other thing I took time to do, which would have been stitchy time yesterday, was the magazine monthly challenge for November. Starts next Sunday, because it'll be the 1st of November. And I hadn't really gone through my magazines and planned out what I wanted to do. So I did pull out magazines and spent quite a bit of time matching, picking my magazine piece, and then matching up whips. I'm not starting anything other than the one piece. All the rest. So if you're new to us, it's a group on Facebook. You pick a piece out of a magazine for your focal point with the theme that they assign, and there's an acrostic. And the acrostic is turkey, which was a little tricky, but I did find enough favorite whips to fill in that I want to work on. So that took a couple of hours that I would have stitched probably, but I'll share those plans next week.
Okay. So just as a side note, we started watching a new show in the evenings called Evil, and it's really intense. It's kind of a story. There's like a guy who's the main, I won't go into great detail about it, but it's kind of perfect for this time of year. It's spooky, but in a realistic way. There's sort of, I think one of the main characters is like a Catholic, maybe kind of priest in training or wants to be a priest, but has all these like kind of a shady history or past. And then he is sort of involved in demon like research, like helping people who are experiencing spiritual oppression. And then he has this team of like the other two people who work with him are skeptics, kind of like this one guy who's kind of he's really good at technology, so he can almost always find another explanation, but sometimes you can't find an explanation that fully matches. Anyways, So it's been kind of creepy and fun to watch. So I've been working in some of the evenings on this, and it feels like a perfect fit for this kind of spooky.
That's like a not your kind of show, honey.
Oh, well, I mean, it's a little bit, it's creepy, but it's not, so far it hasn't been too much for me. Like normally, yeah, but it's
So are
really,
they like researching like paranormal demon kind of things?
yeah, like kind of think X-Files, but more like religious oriented a little bit.
Okay.
And it's the tension between scientists and doctors and religious explanations of, anyways,
Okay.
it's just really interesting. It is, the last couple episodes we watched were almost too much for me. Like we're about halfway through the season and they're like almost a little too scary, but
Yeah.
not too scary. So I was working on Tunnel of Trees on this dark blue fabric. It's October. It just felt like just right. So working on that little blue house. Actually, the blue shows up nice. Right
Yeah.
now. Sometimes it's kind of hard. Like when I look at it, it's kind of hard to see, but it's showing up nice. So,
so cute on that fabric.
I don't feel like I'm really plowing through very fast, but
that piece has a lot of stitching. That's not going to be a fast stitch.
No, I'm not going to finish it this year. That's for sure. Maybe by next Halloween, I might be able to. And I was going to mention that Claire at StitchedLit is planning or has started stitching this along with me. So I should make a hashtag. And if you want to join us,
yeah,
Claire, if you're watching, let's do it. I'll get in touch with you and we can maybe pick a hashtag. But it's cute. And like I said, it'll be a long-term project. So it's not like a Sal that I'm going to like stitch in with real fast. Yeah. I think last week I had talked, well, actually, no, where is that? Last week, had I started another ornament out of this yet, or did I just say I was going to? I think that night is when I started.
You were going to cut the fabric so you'd be more manageable. So you had not started.
Do you think I did that? Do you think I cut the fabric? I did.
It made it so much easier.
I know. I'm so lame. I'm so lame. I didn't cut the fabric, so you'll get to see. I will this week. I promise. I will cut it.
You must show us the whole piece of fabric that you're working with so we can know what you're talking about.
You'll know why I really don't like pulling it out to work on. I've stitched this one. You'll see it on the fabric because it's still all together. And then I stitched this one and finished. And now I'm doing this one. So each girl will get one. They don't know that I'm stitching this. Although somebody did pull this out this week and was looking at this book. But it wasn't with the pattern. So I didn't get, well, I wish I had gotten a little more done. But like I said, it's not that pleasant to work on because this is what I'm stitching with. It's like wadded up. It's like how I work on it. This is my
hold it up a little bit more. Hold it up.
Here, we'll just.
This is for 3 little ornaments. It's like a Kleenex box that never stops.
Just keep pulling them out.
It's the linen difference.
So that might explain why I don't really love working on this piece.
Might explain it, honey.
And why I only got this much.
In that one little corner.
Okay, so this is what is. It's all empty. But I have a couple of ornaments.
Okay.
The ones I've already done, in case you hadn't seen those or wanted a refresher. This book is so cute. There's so many things in it that I would love.
Are you doing them like?
And I currently have plenty of fabric to stitch every single thing in that. What did you ask me? I'm sorry.
Are you turning it around when you work on them?
Yeah.
And why are they so close to?
Here's the explanation. I got this fabric as just an experiment on Amazon to see, because it's just kind of a fabric that they said could be used as cross stitch. It didn't really list a count, but I don't think, maybe it did list a count. Anyway, and it was like a lot. So I thought, well, we'll just try it and see. It was super cheap. But the problem is, I think I explained this last week, but I didn't have it in front of me. So the fabric is not, it's kind of uneven. So this ended up longer than it looks in the design. Like in the design, if it was on like normal cross stitch, like real cross stitch fabric, this would have been a little taller or shorter, like
it's distorted.
The dimensions aren't quite right. So this one was a little off horizontally. So I thought, well, let me try and see what it looks like if I'm a little off vertically. So like on this one, I rotated it, and the mice are a little taller than they look in the picture, like in the design, like they're supposed to. But it turned out fine. I mean, it's still cute. I don't know that anybody would know that. And so I think I rotated it this way because I wanted the birds to be a little wider rather than taller. Does that make sense? So I'm just kind of experimenting, working with the fabric. Or I could have just gotten a different fabric, but I'm just going to use it for this because it's just.
Why are they all so close together in that one little corner?
I don't know. Because I wanted to save this fabric. I don't know, because I'm just going to cut them apart and use them.
You got enough room to, okay, yeah, okay. Now when you spread it out, I can see you've got enough room to cut.
Yeah, I think so. I think I just need to cut them out and then finish them. I'm just going to finish them like little pillows, I think, with a little loop. That's how I've done ornaments in the past for them.
Yeah.
I think only one other set of ornaments. It fits nicely in my project. There we go. It's all tidy.
Oh, Sarah.
Well, when you only have like half hour to stitch at night, I don't want to waste the 15 minutes it will take to go find fabric scissors and cut it.
I'm not sure what we should comment on, that it would take you 15 minutes to find a pair of scissors.
I live with 3 little girls who are always crafting. Can you imagine that I can never find my sewing scissors? I worked on Milk and Cream Company. I'm still finishing up that cow, but I think last week I did not have all the cream pattern done, so I got all that and its little hooves. Oh, actually, no, the hooves are a different color, so I did not do those.
Coming along now.
But all this, I don't know if you can tell, but that's all stitched now, the white color. It's ecru.
I'm very happy that the grass looks even more like grass now.
Yes, so I'll keep working on that. It's not ecru, I spoke wrong. It's eggshell. It's a classic. Colorworks eggshell.
It's in the same family though.
Yeah, I was hoping to have that cow totally done, but it was that or something else. I'm sorry. Okay, and by the way, this is going to be transferred. Right now, this whole thing is living in here, but maybe as we are here, I'm just going to dump that out. There we go. Ta-da! Now in an actual pretty little project bag. You gave me these?
Yeah. You can get them on Amazon. They're cheap.
They're so cute. I think I might just go buy some more.
Yeah.
They snap closed.
Yeah.
They're
not terribly well finished.
No, I mean, it's like raw edges. It's not like.
Yeah. But yes, who talked about those?
The felt will actually kind of hold things, like the floss will kind of adhere to the felt. Yeah. And it came in a pack of maybe 6 or 5.
Yeah, it was quite a few. I could go back on my Amazon and look it up. We can link to it. I'm sure it's in my orders. It was something that was going to take forever to get to me, and then it came really fast.
There's like leather. What's this for? What do you think?
Probably just not trimmed.
No, but there's nothing else. No, it's just like a little tag attached, and I don't know.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, like I said, they were super cheap, but for what you paid for them, they are pretty sturdy, and they do have a nice snap on them.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like it's going to fall apart, and it's so cute.
Yeah.
So if you are like me and you maybe would love to have something a little nicer but don't want to spend all your stitching money on project bags, I think I need to order more. I'm giving some to the girls, but then if I get a few more, then I will not have to use dollar store sheet protectors anymore. I'm a cost cutter. You
are a frugal girl.
I'm a frugal girl. Things of Spring, I worked on the teacup, but I think I realized partway through that I was a little bit off on the steam, so I ran out of steam. I think that's all I worked on this week. I think I had already done all the other things last time I checked. Isn't that cute though? Every single little detail is so cute.
So cute. Alicia, we're shouting you out again. If you don't know who Alicia Paulson is, go to her blog. Posy Gets Cozy. Is it Posy Gets Cozy?
It's, I think it's just aliciapaulson.com is her website now.
Yeah, but she has a name for it. You can
it's Rosie Little Things is her.
Yeah, but you know what I noticed? When you go to her website, it doesn't say Rosie Little Things anywhere on it. That was her that was her business.
Oh, interesting.
Because I kind of researched her a little bit more because I was trying to look for something. I forget what. Anyway, yeah, it doesn't. It just says anyway. Just Google Alicia Paulson. She'll
Well,
come up.
I put it every week in the show notes because we in the description box because we always talk about her because we're currently stitching so many of her things. So I did work on this other one of hers just a little bit. It's probably not even worth showing, but it's cute anyway. I'm working on that little satchel.
Oh yeah.
So
and I'm bringing up the rear on the little bird there that I didn't show.
Oh yeah. So this is the one you worked on too.
Yeah, just a tiny bit.
And some of the bird.
Yeah. I mean, like I was like maybe 5 rows away from finishing that bird, and it was like 2 in the morning. And I had to go to bed.
Yeah. Sometimes you just can't.
Yeah, I just thought I can't do it. I think I had to change thread. I think I was running out of thread too, so it was going to involve, you know, threading my needle again. And I just thought, oh, just go to bed.
Yeah. I worked some more on the border for my big Joyful World Sal. No, well, Sal, yes, it is a stitch along, but
yeah,
Joyful World by Snowflower Diaries. I did all the, this is another big piece of fabric, but it's intentionally large. I did all the leaves up to that point. I think last time I had most of that bottom border done. So
bumming along.
Get the leaves done, then next week I'll do the red flowers, blue flowers, and
I love how you just wad that up. You don't even fold it?
No. Sure. I don't know.
Okay. I have started, look what I've started doing. I fold my fabrics, and then I saw somewhere that somebody, they roll them like this. See?
Why?
And they don't wrinkle as bad.
Oh, well, mine's already so wrinkled though.
So I've been putting my things away in these nice little rolls.
Okay, me too. There you go.
I don't know who I saw did that. Maybe Barbara's daughter did that.
Smart.
I remember her. Yeah. I don't know. I just have such a hard time ironing out wrinkles in linen.
I do too. Maybe I wouldn't if I.
And by the way, I'm totally failing on my magazine monthly October challenge. I haven't done nearly what I thought I was going to do.
Well, that's all right.
I haven't started the other cute little sampler that was in that magazine that had the orange pumpkins in it.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't started Misty Purcell's Squirreling Around. I might start that tonight though, just because I love it. And I have no time. I need more time.
I know, me too. I have more time. You'll notice that like I'm showing a lot of things, but the amount of time like each one of these I've kind of worked on one night. The amount I get done in one night of stitching is still negligible. Some people are like thousands of stitches every day. And I'm just like thankful when I can put in 100 or 2.
You know what I figured out today? You know, oh sorry.
That's
go
okay.
Talk about that, and then I'll talk about it when we talk about the new person that I watched.
Oh yeah, okay. So I also worked on Gathering Eggs by Nora Corbett.
Yeah, you got her done yet?
Yep, she's finished. And I framed her and everything. For some reason, I'm still keeping her wadded up in this bag, but she's finished. Okay, so this week, it's hard to even see, but I did all this white and maybe a little.
Yeah. It probably will show up on the video. It's just not showing up for me. Oh, there, I can see it now. Yeah.
She's so cute.
She is very cute.
That's where I'm
Although I have to say, I was a little bummed when I got the, was it a green I was missing for her?
Oh.
It was one of the colors in her sleeve, and I did it, and I was like, I don't really like this green on here.
Is it the olive green in the
Yes.
Yeah, I wasn't 100% sure I liked it either, but I feel like the effect.
I guess. Well, I look at yours all together, but at first I was kind of like, I'm not a fan.
Is my color showing up looking more like yours? Because yours is rotated, but I think it's your lighting. I just think it's the way the light is hitting it. I have a
they look pretty similar in my screen anyway. Okay. Yeah.
I think and so I kind of felt like, well, from a distance, I don't know.
Yeah. Notice how I'm rolling mine up? See? I'm just
notice how mine is. Okay, all right. Rolling. You
don't have time for that either, huh?
Probably didn't teach me how to fold laundry early enough. Now I just wad everything. It's your fault. It's your fault I bought them.
Shove it in the drawer.
If the drawer closes, it works.
Okay, fine.
The last thing I have to show today, is, okay, let me find the actual picture of this, sorry, is called Toile. Is that how you say that word? Toile? T-O-I-L-E? Somebody tell me.
Well, I don't know. Somebody else was having this discussion on a Flosstube. Is it Toile?
Well, that's how I would think you would say it, like, no, just what I know about, I think it's a French word, right? Toile. But anyway, so Toile sampler. Toile? No, Twill?
When I went to Threadneedle Street, I saw a pattern. Oh, and who did it? It was another blue sampler. I've never seen blue samplers, and it was a new pattern.
It's almost like red work, but blue.
I guess, but you don't see blue very often.
No, I wonder if it's, but this is not new though. This is from.
Right, but there was a brand new sampler. It was a new pattern being released.
I guess I need to show the design. Show the pattern.
Huh?
I was like about to show the pattern, like, and here it is.
Oh.
No, here it is. This is what I've gotten done. So the snowflakes are both done. The alphabet is done up to H and the key.
Pretty.
Very pretty. It's really satisfying to work on.
Uh-huh.
Just simple.
Yeah, we're kind of motif stitchers, I think.
Yeah.
More than we thought we were.
That is all. Although I have enough. I haven't been working on any of my big pieces as much though. Yeah. Well, gathering eggs, I guess, is pretty big.
Yeah.
That's all of my. I showed my finishes. Showed my whips. You showed your whip.
You got haul?
I don't have any haul.
I have one haul, and it's a doozy.
Really? What is it? What?
Okay, you ready?
Isn't this mug cute? I thank you for giving it to me. I love it. It's perfect for applesauce week, which I just did.
Okay, here's my haul. I was online.
It's a doozy. Oh, oh. You're such a motif stitcher.
I haven't even opened it. It is called Winter Cardinals, and it is dimensions. And I can't get it out of the thing, but
it's really pretty.
I just love it.
I
love snow so much. I cannot wait to move to a place that gets snow, because I have bought two dimension kits in the last year, which I've never done. And they're both big pieces. The other one is that beautiful farm scene. I showed it a long time ago. I think Carolyn Zook found it from somebody else. And so, but there's just something about those. And I wish we had cardinals here. I mean, we have the most boring birds.
We don't have boring birds.
We have nothing this pretty. Nothing this colorful. We don't have anything colorful. Our birds are all pretty brown.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, I couldn't resist it. It was not that expensive. The floss is already figured out for you. Aren't you glad?
Yeah, that is how I feel like Dimensions kits already come. Thank you, Dimensions, for not making me do her threads.
I actually kind of think, and it comes with and it's on Ada, so it's gonna, that's nice. I don't think I'll change the fabric. It's
blue,
pale blue.
That's
gray
pretty.
blue. I almost kind of think I might start this in January.
That'd be fun. That'd be fun.
If I don't start it, it'll never get going, right? I mean, even if I just do a little bit, at least it's the start.
Yeah.
But I love it. And then I had gone to my local needlework store to get some floss for my magazine monthly challenge, which I was just saying I'm failing at. So I'm making adjustments this next month, but I had to buy floss for my one focal piece. And while I was there, I purchased something that we'll talk about in our giveaway.
Oh, yes.
And the other thing I was going to talk about, so I was kind of thinking about next year's plan, like what I want to do next year. And this I don't know if anybody else, maybe I've grabbed the wrong folder. Oh no. I had this idea a while ago, and off of somebody else that was floss tubing, and I really loved the idea. And I'm thinking I'm going to try to make it happen next year, or at least start happening. And it is the Cricut collection seasons.
Oh.
And so I was showing them in case anybody else is interested in possibly doing it along. So they have these, somebody I saw did them on small count and made long skinny pillows, and oh, they were so cute, Sarah. So I currently own summer, which is just.
That is, I've always loved those.
And then I have autumn.
Oh.
And then I have spring. I thought I had all four, and guess what? Winter is very hard to find right now. It's out of print. It's out of stock on 123 Stitch, and I'm bidding on one copy on eBay.
Oh wow.
But this is spring, and it's not going to show up very well because it's so tiny. But if you don't know what these are, you should go look at them.
Yeah.
But I just thought they would be the most adorable, long, skinny little pillows on like a. I might even do them on. I haven't figured out the counts, but maybe I could do it on a 36 count. And make them small enough. But I'm really thinking I want to do those next year too. And the other thing that I was thinking about next year, because I bought these patterns and I'm like, okay, when are you going to stitch them? If you don't, and it's by prairie schoolers.
Oh yeah.
And so they have seasonal ones and they have monthly ones. And then they have, they've got everything.
Yeah.
Somebody that I was just watching just bought a whole bunch of their Halloween ones because they like to do Halloween stitching. Right now I own a bunch. I was thinking if I'd like to do the monthly ones. And so I do own the January one.
Oh, cute.
And they have such cute sayings.
Yeah.
January brings the snow, makes your feet and fingers slow. Okay, I think so. Yeah. And then I thought I had more of the months.
Flow. Where do they flow to?
Huh? I don't know.
Trying to figure out what flow, flowing fingers means.
Look at this autumn leaves one.
Oh,
no,
pretty.
That one you probably can't see it very well. Anyway, so I'm really seriously thinking about starting that also as an ongoing project, so that I would eventually have. If I don't do the monthly ones, I might start the season ones because the seasonal ones are really cute. And then you'd only have 4 to do.
Yeah.
And maybe when I retire and have way more time to myself, I could do the monthly ones.
Yeah.
But yeah, some people have been stitching them. I've been seeing them, and every time I see them done up, I'm like, oh, really love those. I would probably change a few of the colors around a little bit. They're a little bit dated, but for the most part, I like their colors. And I don't think they need to be changed too much. So those are kind of my future plans. I've just been thinking about a lot today.
Yeah.
But we had been Sarah and I had been talking over the last several months about our Barbara Bourgeau Richards. She was a painter, and somebody turned some of her paintings into cross stitch patterns, and I read that she started painting when she was diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis back in probably the 90s.
Oh wow.
So I had ordered this Christmas one a while back, and it's a cruddy picture. And I tell you what, the symbols on this format are hard to they're hard to see. They're weird little symbols. Well, yeah, but I'm afraid they would distort. I'll have to show you. They're weird. I almost have to give them names like, oh, that's the hourglass one. Oh, that's the circle with the line through it. But I really want to do it. But they're not your normal symbols. And Heather Miller, who's one of our followers, had talked about how she had bought a bunch of these also and was wanting to start them, and we should do a sal. So I messaged her on Instagram the other night, and she said yes. And so we're going to start one of these, and I don't know if she's going to do Christmas, or she has several other ones that she likes to, on November 15th. So on November 15th, we're starting Barbara pieces. And I gave Sarah that one because I've already stitched that one and I love it.
Yes.
And
So
I really do.
And we'll have matching copies.
Yeah. So anyway, if you want, I don't have a hashtag for it yet. We'll have to figure out something more like BRB Sal, because I'm not typing out her name every time I want to tag my piece because it's a lot. Anyway, so that's up.
BBR Sal, Barbara Bourgeau Richards.
Yeah, BBR Sal maybe, or Barbara Sal, or
Heather, if you have any ideas. let us know.
Yeah.
Maybe you have a creative one, but
She lives up where it's already snowing.
crazy.
I'm really
Well,
jealous.
yeah, several people in my Instagram feed, like in
Mhm.
Spokane, like in Eastern Washington,
Oh,
already had
Falls, a ton.
a bunch this week, which is that's unseasonably early for them.
Mhm.
But we
So
didn't have
that's,
any.
yeah,
Well,
that's
like,
future,
it snowed
future.
a little some places here, but it didn't stick or anything.
Yeah.
So yeah, Sal.
Mhm.
So
Ongoing. Join whenever you want to. I mean, it's not like we're going to have an end date.
yeah. So if you're watching this like weeks and months away from now,
Love this piece.
join us in. I'm excited about that because I think this is always on your wall at Christmas time. So I'll be happy to have it too. I was tempted to do that other one about the friends at the coffee at the table, like visiting.
They don't have to be Christmas ones. I just happen to want to do this.
I know,
Christmas
but I want to
one.
do this Christmassy one too.
Yeah.
So I think I'll start it.
I know.
Then
Well, you know, you could do more than one for the Sal.
oh, well, I probably will. Yeah, maybe I'll do both. I don't have enough.
You just do ongoing. What are you going to work on this week?
Whatever I feel like.
Yeah.
I feel like in 2021, I think I might map out the year a little bit. Like if I'm going to do the WithGo. I didn't do that this year because I found out about it.
Yeah.
Probably too late to really participate and didn't really have the energy to figure it out. So I think I might do that if they're doing it again next year. And then I think I will probably make some plans for next year, how to finish maybe try to finish one big piece.
Yeah.
I do still really want to finish the border on that Joyful World, that huge calendar piece that I have before the end of the year. So I think I'll probably try to work on that. And maybe I'll do that.
You're bombing along on that. You'll be able to get that done.
Yeah, I do feel like it's doable to think about finishing that before the end of the year. And then I need to work on ornaments and maybe put in more than like 15 stitches this week, maybe cut apart that huge piece of fabric. And then I want to, because it's Halloween week, I want to work on my Halloween stitching piece. What's it called? I don't remember what it's called.
The Halloween piece.
That one, on that dark.
Yeah, through the leaves, through the trees.
Tunnel of trees. Yeah. I just think I'm probably going to want to pull that out. And I do want to finish the cow on at least the big cow on Milk and Cream.
You know, I was thinking about stitching in the bluegrass. Jen has talked about how she doesn't really enjoy stitching Christmas stuff. And she was one of her past episodes was trying to figure out why, because she loves Christmas. In fact, she leaves a Christmas tree up all year round and decorates it for each of the season, which I think is a crack up, but really cute. And if I could do that, if I could get away with it, I would probably do it. But your dad, you're kidding me. But I was thinking about that because I love Christmas too. I really, really do. And it's my birthday month, and I've always loved decorating my house for Christmas, but I don't have very many Christmas stitched pieces.
Yeah.
And I think I always feel like I would feel like stitching Christmas at Christmas time, but I don't see myself stitching huge chunks of time at Christmas, I realize, because I'm so busy doing other things for Christmas. And I think that's part of why that, and I don't need any more decorations for Christmas. I've got,
you do have a lot.
And, but it was interesting when I was thinking about that, because one of the new Flosstubers that I found, and these gals have only got 2 videos up and they've already got like 500 followers. But the daughter, it's another daughter. Huh?
Ow. I don't understand.
I don't know. Tell me your secret, guys. Anyway, they are called, oh, I lost it. They're called, hold on, Cottage. They actually live in our state too, which was kind of fun.
Oh, that's
They are called Crafty Cottage Stitches. And it's a mother-daughter. They live a block apart from each other, which is like heaven. Anyway, they were fun. They do I watched one of their second episode, and they do some beautiful stitching and quilting. Well, the mom for sure is a quilter. I think the daughter does do quilting, but like she made a small project bag and she was really proud of herself, maybe because she'd never actually finished something like that.
Mhm.
But they were talking about how next episode they're going to be talking about their Christmas stitching plans. They've got all this, and I thought, I don't really have any Christmas stitching plans. I'm planning for January.
Yeah, I kind of do too. I think up till recently, I would have not really cared to stitch for something I was only going to display for a short amount of time. Although I'm now sort of, that must be changing a little because now I'm stitching this Halloween piece. Because
Right.
that would have maybe been one of the reasons I would have stitched more seasonally.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Now I've got this Halloween piece that I just love.
Yeah.
And otherwise, I've generally stuck to more seasons where I can leave things out for a larger chunk of time, which I think is why I haven't stitched a lot of specific Christmas pieces. I have a few, I think, tucked away that I'll pull out.
But that's why I think
I have a lot of winter pieces.
Yeah, I'm leaning more towards the winter pieces that aren't so much Christmassy. Because first of all, I don't need anything to put up in my house for Christmas right now.
Decor, yeah.
But when I take Christmas down, the last several years, couple years, I've collected some things to kind of get my house more of a winter feeling. I have a big mantle and coffee table and kind of a big breakfast bar area that I don't use for a breakfast bar. It's kind of a ledge. And so it's always depressing to take Christmas down, but then now I've started putting wintry stuff up. And twinkle lights, and I still light a lot of candles because it's gloomy here in the winter. And so from January till about March now, I've got a nice collection of things, but I can always add some cute stitched pieces to it so I like that because that's a 3-month span. And like my fall stitching, I leave it up for the full, from Labor Day until the day after Thanksgiving, and then Christmas comes out. And then I've started doing kind of a spring look to my house. I used to just have generic stuff up all year. And now I have kind of a patriotic and then a sunflower theme. So I feel like I've got a nice chunks of time to keep stuff up so that stitching seasonally, like you said, doesn't feel so short. But Christmas specific, there comes a point after Christmas where all of a sudden it's depressing to see Christmas because Christmas is over, and
I'm kind of ready to go back to the simplicity of like Christmas is so wonderful. It's like magic time. Millie loves Christmas. She's like begging to listen to Christmas music a little bit already because she just, I think, wants that feeling of like magic and coziness. And I love that in its time. And then when it's done, it's just like, now it's back to, even though I do really struggle in January and February in general with just like so we are in Washington State and it's dark here. Not as dark as it would be if we were like in Alaska, but it gets dark by 4:30 or 5 o'clock, like dark.
Yeah.
And so the daylight hours are very short. And I struggle with that, but I'm trying to keep that cozy, magical feeling. Yeah, like we were saying with twinkle lights and stuff. So I feel like you and I have both switched from thinking Christmas decorations to everyday decorations to actually Christmas is done, but there's still something magical about this next season. And then when that's done, there's something magical about the next season. Right. It's not just all the happiness and magic is over when Christmas is done, but I am always excited and ready to move on to whatever the next.
Right.
And so same thing. But, which is why I think that blue sampler that I'm working on was so appealing to me because it's not just Christmassy, it's very just wintry. Yeah. And I kind of tend to do a lot of blues and greens in January in my decorations that I've started to accumulate, whereas fall is warms, oranges, and yellows, and then Christmas is bright reds and green. Yeah. And then it's kind of fun to put that away and go back to this. So I just think of January as kind of starting afresh.
Yeah. I would be so ready after the holiday rush and everything to get Christmas down by New Year's. But then I was always like, the house is boring. And I didn't want it up longer. Although we have the last couple years, because we finally switched to an artificial Christmas tree, we have left it up in the corner with the ornaments off of it, just with the lights on it through the end of January. And there was something about that was kind of cozy last year. I kind of liked that. Especially because January is the darkest. I mean, February is still dark, but January last year especially was gloomy here.
Yeah, here it's often very foggy where I live. Foggy
and I get home
and hoarfrost, and it's gorgeous in its own way, but it can feel really like cold and
And I would get home from work, because I worked outside the home. Now I don't, but I would get home. I would go to work in the pitch dark and I would come home in the dark. So walking into the house and turning that little tree on while I was making dinner just kind of felt cozy. So anyway, that's so I won't have a lot of Christmas stitching probably, but I do want to do a few things out of that book. I mean, I will do some, but right now I've got so many other things going. But
Oh, this one? This one?
yeah.
I know. I do love
that book, and the other one that I bought this year.
The thing about this one is that so many of them are just small.
Yeah.
I mean, I keep thinking, oh, it would be really fun to do some kind of little table runner or something that I could use.
Yeah.
I should just do that.
And you know, if you
fabric that's meant to be stitched for a table runner.
Right. If you buy that book and look through it, and you're looking for an advent calendar, because that has an adorable, a lot of those motifs, every page has a motif that goes towards the advent calendar, and it is adorable. If I had
here at the end.
If I had children at home, I probably would maybe have tried to do that, but it's really cute. So I do want to do some of that. And back to my magazine challenge, I'm all over the place on this, but I had mentioned that I was kind of rethinking how I was going to do that. Okay, it's so cute.
The whole table just moved.
Oh.
So so these are kind of scattered throughout the book.
Like a little pocket. Right? They just make little pockets.
Yeah, well, they just stitched little pockets here. There's a close-up. And then they have them hung on like there's a frame with like a twine string across. You know, I guess it's 4. Oh, because does it only go up through the 24?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. So then they have 6 on each string. I mean, you could totally finish it however you wanted.
So cute.
They're so cute. There is quite a lot of stitching in each one. It looks like there's not that much, but I mean,
yeah.
Maybe
I'll just do that someday for myself, just to have it hanging in my dining room or something. I don't know, but I was gonna redo my
this toy store window. I'm sorry, I love flipping through this book. It's like magic. Speaking of the magic feeling that Christmas brings, oh gosh, that was so cute.
I know, we're Christmas girls. I love that tree one.
I do too. So this is an example of where the advent calendar is just on the page.
Oh, sure. Yeah, they just kind of stick it in. I love that one.
I think they're all in one spot. Anyway,
no.
Yeah, so maybe someday you can.
That book is worth the money.
Look at this cute finishing stuff they've got. They've got this.
Yeah.
Stitched on, well, some kind of linen, I guess.
And that book was on, you can get that book, or you have been able to. It comes and goes out of stock on Amazon, and it is not that expensive. It's like 20 something. It's not like it's a 50. I mean, for what you get, it's a really good deal in that piece. I've always loved that little Christmas tree with the kids around it.
I didn't realize I was going to do a flip through of this today, but when you started talking about it, I'm just like, oh, just look.
Yeah. In fact, that leads me to another Flosstuber that I found, and she actually lives in the same area that Sarah lives in. Her name is the Evergreen Stitcher.
I've been meaning to watch, and I just haven't had time to watch.
So hi, Evergreen Stitcher. And she did a little bit of a flip through on that book, because I think she said she was going to stitch something out. I can't remember. I was watching her really late at night, but she, she has fairly new. I think it's a fairly new Flosstube too. So if you're looking for somebody new and want to give somebody some support, go check her out. Evergreen. I forgot her first name.
I don't know.
But I remember Evergreen because we don't have, because we're the Evergreen state. So that was 2 Northwest Stitchers that I found.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, that was kind of fun. I commented on the first mother-daughter duo that I always get really excited when I find out there's somebody
local,
because I don't have any stitching friends here. I don't feel like stitching's a big deal in our state.
Yeah, it's not as big as it is, like, I think in the Midwest.
Yeah.
Sure, it's not as
Somebody
big.
else reached out to me when I posted the video. I drove to my local needlework store, which is two little towns over from me, and I took the back roads because it's way easier than the freeway. And I held my camera up while I was driving home, and it's just the fall leaves. It's very rural, the roads that I went on, and it was one of those perfect days. It wasn't sunny, so it didn't have that real warm golden light, but it had that fall light to it. And I actually didn't. There's one place that I drive through where you're literally going through you're going under a tunnel of trees that overlap, and I wished I'd gotten that on film because it was beautiful. But anyway, somebody commented, oh, did you go to Threadneedle Street, which is the store I went to in Issaquah? And I said, yeah, are you local too? And she actually follows me on Instagram, and she's in Puyallup. So,
Oh, fun. You have a whole
so there
bunch.
are people around. It's just,
Oh, Northwest Stitcher.
Yeah.
We like all Stitchers, but it is really fun to find out there
Yeah.
are people. Yeah, because I think it is kind of rare. I don't just in my daily life encounter that many people. Although actually, I have several friends who have cross stitched, like people I know outside of this, you know, like real life friends. I don't know what you call them anymore, because I feel like I have real life friends that are virtual too.
I know.
That either cross stitched when they were younger and then didn't, and now are again. Like my good friend just was asking where I get patterns because she was looking for designs for stockings, and she had her girls just pick out stocking patterns, and she's going to cross stitch them stockings. And they're so fun. I love that. So special.
And I think that is kind of what happened. I think a lot of people did stitch and then they get away from it, and I feel like it's made a resurgence in the last couple of years, maybe in some areas. I think it never probably died down in the Midwest. I think there's a lot of Midwest stitchers. And there seems to be more Midwest needlework stores than there are here, because I don't know of any other ones besides the one in Issaquah. There might be one in Seattle, if it's even still there after this summer and after this year and COVID and everything. I don't know if that's something,
and I know one in the Tri-Cities.
Yeah, so they're pretty few and far between, but thank goodness for the internet and Etsy and small shops and stuff. So yeah, anyway, but I'm not going to start a whole bunch of new things in November with my magazine challenge. I picked one small piece that has a lot of meaning for me. And then so if you ever want to just join in and not join the Facebook group, I'll just tell you the theme is thankful/thank you notes. And the acrostic is turkey. So you can make any piece, however you can, fit the acrostic. And so I was able to do that with all whips that I want to work on for next month. So this month I had a whole bunch of new starts. I was supposed to have. I didn't even start 2 of them yet. But I need to be more realistic about what I really can get done in a month. And also, when I set goals, because when I did my whip goal last year, when I've been doing it, I was unrealistic. I would say, okay, square number 7 is bobbing for pumpkins, second half of the page. Well, yeah, that's half the whole pattern. Well, I could do that this year
all month, then you could do it. But if you're doing multiple,
right, when you're doing multiple things, that was really hard to keep track of. And so actually what I'm going to do, I think, on my whip goal for next year is hours. 6 hours, and that's way easier to track. 6 hours on this piece, 4 hours, just whatever you want. And I think that's more realistic. I saw somebody on the magazine monthly, her red coat came.
This is
Sarah's
really
dog.
Much.
This is Sarah's dog that she didn't used to like, but now she really likes her.
I know. She wormed her way into my affections.
She's such an odd little dog.
Looks a little like Dobby from the Harry Potter series, or maybe a gremlin. She's the longest anteater tongue ever.
What did you guys figure out she was a mix of?
We have no idea.
Hi, Emmy.
Chihuahua, I would think.
Hi, Emmy. She was really kind of a difficult puppy, and then she got better for a while, and then she got snarly again.
She was pretty dumb and really difficult to house train. Yeah. It's hard as a mom when life is so busy to really like a dog that's requiring a lot of work for house training. Yeah. And she was very, I don't know, just unpleasant for a while. And then when we got the new puppy last year, she became very possessive and I don't know, just unpleasant. And then it's like a flip switched and she moved out of annoying, awful 2-year-old because she's 3. Is she 3 this year? 2 maybe? No. I think she's 3 this year.
3.
Anyway, she's become very sweet, very affectionate, very happy, very secure. I don't know what.
Did she get sick? Didn't she got sick and she had to go to the vet overnight or something?
She did get sick.
And then she got better.
Through it. But then after that is when she was still mean to Opal for a while and just kind of weird. But then a few months later, she's just been.
Yeah. And she's cold, so she has to wear a coat every day.
She's we'll sit at the back door. Here's her cute little coat. She sits at the back door shivering, but she doesn't as much with the coat on.
Yeah.
anyways, it can be like 70 degrees out and she'll sit at the back door shivering like she's dying of frostbite or something.
He's a funny little dog.
Funny little dog. Anyway, that's me.
Yeah. So anyway, just when you think about doing a whip go or a challenge, somebody else I saw said make progress on her piece.
Yeah,
just
that's
make
probably
progress.
what I would need to do. Just pick up this piece and put it in my hands.
Yeah.
And then I'll
So, anyway.
usually be happy with whatever progress I get.
Yeah.
Just to mention, so we were just talking about not knowing whether there's any needlework stores in Washington. Well, just the other ones. Here's what came up on Google really fast. The Needle Pointer is in Edmonds, so someday we should visit that. Needful Needlecraft, that's one we visited in Richland. There's one called Stitches, but it doesn't look as much like a cross stitch store. It looks more like well, it looks like they might have yarn and more like a generic notions and buttons. And
Where's that at?
That's in Seattle on Pike. I think that's on Pike Street.
Yeah.
And then Threadneedle Street. So that's when I Google stores like that.
Wow.
There's like 4 in all of Washington State that come up at least right away.
It's not very many.
That's pretty accurate because there's one on one side of the state and then they're kind of spread out. And then there's the one in Portland, which I think a lot of people in southwestern Washington,
Acorns and Threads.
That's kind of services that metropolitan area there.
But if you're looking to place an order and you don't want to do it like on 123 Stitch and you don't have a local needlework store, Threadneedle Street, she's got a small store, but she's got a lot of stuff in there and she's very well stocked and she's really, I think, pretty busy. And she was able to stay alive during quarantine. I was really thankful for her that she was able to do that. And she's a one-woman show. She has no employees. It's her own store. And it's her, just her. So anyway, she does do phone orders and she will order things for you.
And she's fast. Like she'll ship it out the next day. Usually if she has it in stock. Because during the pandemic, during the quarantine time, I ordered from her. Yeah. That's where I didn't know where else to find a few things like threads and stuff. And I knew it would come quickly. So she's wonderful and you should visit her. Or make a phone call if you have an order. Giveaways. Do you want to show what you have?
I do. Okay, so I did pick this out when I went to her store the other day, and it's in light of our talking about winter stitching and not Christmas stitching. I thought we've given away. Did we give away anything Christmassy? Can't remember, but we did give away several fall pieces. We did. Well, Heaver was kind of a Christmassy winter piece.
Yeah.
So I picked out a Bent Creek pattern because I've always loved Bent Creek, and it is just called Oodles of Winter. And I just thought it's so cute on that blue fabric, which just screams winter to me. And that little walrus guy with what's the matter?
Oh, well, I think all the neighborhood children are at our house.
Oh.
Hearing lots of voices, but I think they all just went back outside. So that's good. We're good.
Anyway, it's just a little tiny. It's not very big. The stitch count is 81 by 61. Really? And it just it's just cute and quirky. And it does come with what?
I just think that snowman smile is so cute. It's just so wide.
I thought it came with the beads, but now I don't. Oh, here they are. Comes with a few little seed beads.
Oh.
What about this? Oh, the wide smile on the snowman?
Yeah, I just think his smile is so cute. He just looks genuinely so happy. I don't know. It's like ear to ear. I know.
And wouldn't that just look cute on somebody's little shelf or mantle in the middle of December? Or January. It would just make you smile. So that's our giveaway for this time.
And then I'm going to pass the stash on Jack's jig because we've both stitched it and it's so cute. And there's the picture. I'll show it one more time stitched up because I can get it a little closer. The picture is really small. So this is Jack's jig. I might have converted the colors some to what I have in stash. But so the colors are not accurate to what is called for exactly, but you can of course adjust.
My version's a little more muted because I did the called for, I think.
Yeah.
So you can enter to win both of them, but we'll only unless there's only one person that wants one or the other. You can enter for both, but we'll give one to one person and one to the other, but you've got equal chances. How's that sound?
Yeah. If the same name comes up, Yes, we'll work it out. But why don't you just mention pumpkin, since it's fall and Halloween time. If you mention pumpkins before we film next, probably Sunday, you'll be entered. I'll use that to filter for comments to figure out who might want Jack's jig. And then what word should we use to filter for comments for yours?
Well, walrus.
Walrus. Okay. Find a way to work walrus into your comment and maybe you'll get bonus points. Like
the thing is that if we say winter, but people leave comments about winter stitching, they might not want it.
Yeah, but pumpkin and walrus I think should work, right?
Yeah, pumpkin and walrus, because that walrus is everything right now. I think he's adorable with that little scarf on his neck. There you go, guys. Because we love you.
So sometime before next Sunday. I usually draw on Sunday right before we film, so you kind of, unless we happen to have to film Saturday or something, but we'll be together.
We'll be together.
So maybe
and look at
early.
I lightened up. The sun went around to that side of my house.
Quite a while ago it did.
Yeah, I was watching it, but I just thought, oh, good, because lighting is a real problem for me. I have it bugs me when my lighting
is like such high ceilings, and there's just your house is a little bit. Mine has a lot of open. With like spaces with windows.
Okay.
So this is better, I think, this week. Well, thank you for watching again. And we were almost to 400 subscribers and then we lost 2. So we're at like 397. So share and get us up to 400.
And then maybe there'll be a really, really good giveaway.
Really? Oh, well, I do have a really good giveaway. Yeah. Okay. When we hit 400, I've been kind of saving it. I think it's a good giveaway. It's something I have made that I'm giving away. So when we hit 400, that'll be our giveaway. I didn't really have anything in particular in mind for when I gave that away, but so that's perfect. I think that's everything I have. Are you looking up something before we go? You're frozen. Oh dear. Oh, there we go.
I was just looking to see what we were at for subscribers. Yeah, guys, just more to get the 400. But we'll link to the new gals that we talked about and patterns and whatever we can remember. So we hope you have a great week. Yeah. Whatever you're doing next weekend for Halloween. I know it's our first kind of indoor or outdoor controversial holiday coming up, and every state's doing different stuff. But we've got plans for the little girls, and I hope you guys all have fun with whatever you can do where you're living.
Yeah.
Yep, we'll see you guys next week. Bye.
An ode to pasta. 1, 2, 3. Pasta! Ravioli, macaroni, tofu, fettuccine, and lasagna. Pasta! How lovely! Oh, pasta! How lovely! Oh, pasta! How lovely! Oh, pasta! How lovely! Ravioli, macaroni, and lasagna.